right, we are recording and we are live. Welcome everybody to today's episode of the Kong Family Show. And we have the absolutely amazing and beautiful Michelle Mason Richardson in the house today. And we're so excited because Michelle's going to come in on the second Wednesday of every month and bring us some awesome sauce, bring us some golden nuggets, bring us some sort of value, because we're trying to share value on a daily basis here as part of the Kong family so that we can accomplish our goal of changing the world. And so it's very exciting to have you here today, Michelle. Thank you so much for being here, and looking forward to having a discussion. I've got a thing saying that we're having some miscellaneous Kong's Water discussion with Michelle Mason Richardson today. And so you never know what might come out, what might come out of the old pie holes today. So let's see what we come up with. What's going on, hon? How the heck are you? Good to see you.
Oh, I'm doing great, JJ. I'm just doing wonderful. I tell you, this might be a funny session because I might be asking you a lot of questions during this session. We'll just wing it. But I've been on the water now for about a year, and it's just made significant changes in my health and my wellness and, for my family. So how long have you been on the water, JJ?
First off, I got to say, isn't that funny? I mean, for some reason, my brain cells, as it turns out, I thought I only had one brain cell, but I learned the other day when we had Ian Root on the show that I actually have 3 brain cells.
Okay, great.
And so, it always comes as something humorous to me when I hear on the water.
On the water.
Yeah, because
on the water.
How long have you been on the water? And I'm like, man, that is such an interesting concept, on the water. But as you stop and really think about it, when you realize that, like a post that I put out the other day from a funeral that I went to over the weekend, and the beautiful young angel that passed way too soon, she got cremated. And
oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
What's that?
I said, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's always sad. It's sad that death has to be part of life. But
yeah,
what I hope is that her death will be somewhat of a wake-up call to other people. I put out a post about it because I took a picture of the flowers and her urn and her little announcement, that was there, and then I got asked to take it down, and I just thought, that is so sad. Because they thought that the reason I put up that tribute was because I wanted to sell water, and I'm just like,
I know, it's like
you just don't get it. You just do not get it. It's not about selling water. It's about saving lives. It's about changing lives. Like Sam Tran said, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to change and save your life. That's what I'm here to do. Go buy the cane from someone else if you think I'm here to sell you water. Go get it from someone else. I don't care. Just get it, and I'll be here. I'll help you. Whatever. I don't care. But yeah, that was a really sad gig. But the thing is what I put out in that post is that your body is 75% water, and the rest of you fits in here.
Yeah.
And so when you come to that understanding, then all of a sudden the whole, how long have you been on the water? That takes like a whole different light. And you're like, no doubt. How long have I been on the water? I've actually been on the water for, on March 17th, it will be 3 years. That will be my 3-year anniversary. And, like I've told people before, I was a big time skeptic of this. I thought it was so ridiculous. And then Brittany Dykes, that beautiful angel from Ephraim, Utah, she put out her story. And that's why the Kong family exists now today, is because I want to share stories, because it was a story that changed my life. And now I'm all about trying to help change other people's lives for the better. And I understand now that water is just water.
Mhm.
Now, Kong's water, on the other hand, it's something completely different.
Yeah.
It's not H2O, it's H2 negative OH for about
Yeah.
48 hours after it comes out of that lightning bolt in a box. And so, and interestingly enough, there's so many cool correlations about this water and life and that kind of thing. And that, I tell people all the time that H2O, perfectly clean, perfectly clear, no contamination whatsoever. It is literally poison to the human body. I call it life's great conundrum because on one hand, you have to have it. You can go like maybe 3-4 days without it. And if you're not dead, you're wishing to God, you're praying to God that you were dead. And on the other hand, it's killing you. It's causing your body to do what's called catabolize itself. In other
Okay,
words,
tell me more about that. So how can water, just typical water, how can it kill you? I know a little bit about it, but I want to hear your thoughts too.
well, the best way to realize that is to take just nice, clean, clear, pure water, like what comes out of a reverse osmosis unit. Because when you run water through a reverse osmosis, it literally takes everything out of the water, everything. And it just leaves you with plain old,
Stripped down water.
crystal clear, crystal clean H2O. Take that water and put some pH drops in it, and you will see that it will turn piss yellow, which means it is very acidic. And then if you do an ORP meter test on it, you will see that it is extremely oxidizing, that it's going to be in the 300 to 500 positive range. And so the reason that perfectly clean, perfectly clear, regular old, plain old H2O is causing your body to eat itself. That's what catabolize means. That's when you eat yourself. Now, cannibalize, on the other hand, that's where you go eat somebody else. But,
I'm glad you
that's when you're eating yourself.
Yeah.
And that's literally what regular old plain old water does, because of the fact that it is acid, and they call it the universal solvent for a reason. That's because it will literally eat through your pipes. It will eat through things. You can, leave a piece of metal out in the yard long enough out in the weather, and you'll watch that piece of metal eat itself. And, so it's the same thing that's happening with our body. And it's something that I never understood until I got involved with Kangen water and started learning about the difference. Our water, it's not H2O, it's H2 negative OH for about 48 hours or so, maybe a little bit longer depending on how it's being stored. But for the most part, as it comes out of that machine, it from the moment that it comes out of the machine, it starts trying to turn itself back into regular old plain old H2O again.
Yeah.
And once it has done that, it is just regular old plain old H2O again. It's poison just like any other water. It's nice and clean, it's nice and clear, whatever, but it's still poison to the human body. And like I said, I call it life's great conundrum. But
well, I'm going to write some notes here, JJ. So I want you to know that I fully appreciate this information. I've gained so much information, over the past year, working in our back office, doing, the School of Champions through Tamia. But, I love speaking with people like you who have been in the business for years. And I had a client the other day that asked me, what is the difference between the two H's? The first hydrogen that comes out and the second hydrogen that comes out of the machine.
Well, what's happening is that it's basically splitting one of the hydrogens off.
Okay.
One of the hydrogen comes off and the other one stays stuck to the oxygen.
Okay.
And that one that stays stuck to the oxygen, that's called a negatively charged hydroxyl. That's a hydrogen and an oxygen that are attached to each other. And then that hydrogen that breaks off, it's like a lonely girl or a lonely guy. It doesn't want to be lonely. It wants to go join up with other hydrogens. So as those split apart, they go join with each other to form what's called H2. And so that's
Okay.
why you have H2 negative OH.
Okay.
And trust me, I didn't come up with this. I learned all of this from Dr. Michael. He's the guy that I would sure love to get him on the show sometime. He keeps threatening that he's going to come on, but I can't seem to get him on. But anyway, he's the only person that I've ever seen go out and actually explain the chemical structure, the chemical makeup of this water and what's actually happening. And so he's one of my heroes. He has really helped me to understand what this is all about. He's got a whole bunch of different videos out there, and but anyway, the water, it's separating, and the hydrogen is going one direction and the hydroxyl is going the other, and they both have their job to do. And in fact, you might take this down. Dr. Michael has an awesome video that's like just over 12 minutes long that he does he does it on a whiteboard.
Yeah, I've seen that one before. That's very informative.
Yeah.
I'm not much of the scientific type. That's not my personality type. But the people who are, like the doctors that I talk with, the chiropractors, the dentists, the physicians, they love to hear about the medical research, how this, water molecule is, split, how it's restructured. And so I have to use a lot of those tools because for me, I'm just not, scientifically minded like that. Actually, I drink the water. It makes me feel fabulous, and that's all I need to know, right? Yeah. But for my scientific minded people, when I'm talking with people of a different personality type, they like to have the concrete evidence of how this water is different and how it actually is restructured. And so for me, I am, trying to focus a little bit more on that aspect so I can gain their attention as well and be respected in, what I'm doing and how I present this water to, doctors.
Yeah. You know what my favorite way is to explain what's going on with this water? Once again, this is something that I learned from Dr. Michael. Mm-hmm. And but this is my favorite way to explain it because I think people can really grasp it. Mm-hmm. And I can do it like right here. Just I don't need to have anything in my hand. I think people can really grasp this concept. And what I always tell them is that, okay, here in this hand, I've got a little bundle of grapes that has, I just went and picked this bundle of grapes up over at the grocery store. And I'm going to put us into the gallery view so that you guys can see a little bit bigger thing. But so I've got this bundle of grapes right here. And then in this hand, I've got a milk jug, an empty milk jug, a 1 gallon milk jug, but it's empty. And so if I've got that milk jug here and it's got a hole, yay big at the top, right? And then I've got this bundle of grapes and I want to get it into this milk jug. If I take this bundle of grapes and I go, how many grapes get into that jug?
Just a few.
If any. Yeah. I've done it before. And you get like maybe 1 grape goes through. The other,
and that's like,
the rest of them goes splattering all over the sides of the jug. And,
yeah. That's so like a water molecule that's so big.
Yeah.
It's our normal water. Yeah.
And so I'll do this kind of thing for people and I'll go, here's your water molecule. Here's every cell in your body. And this is what you're trying to do. When you're drinking regular old plain old H2O, this is what you're doing. Now, if you really wanted to get those grapes into this jug, what would you do?
Make them into raisins.
You would just pluck them. Pluck each grape and drop it through the hole. And why that's significant is that is exactly what's happening. When this water is split from H2O into H2 negative OH, what's happening is those grapes are getting split. They're getting plucked off of the vine. And this is the key, is that negatively charged hydroxyl, that oxygen and hydrogen that have the negative charge, well, the inside of this jug, it's got a positive charge in there.
Yeah.
And this has a negative charge. So
yeah.
not only are you like taking these grapes and plucking them and dropping them through, but once they're plucked, they're getting sucked in like a vacuum. And that's why you can drink, like every single night before I go to bed, I drink 28 ounces of 11.5 water. And I always have fun with it. Every night I drink 2 14-ounce glasses, right, one after the other. And then I'm right there in front of my sink, and I just drink 28 ounces, and I do the hula hoop because I want to see if I can feel any water sloshing around in my stomach. And I can't.
No.
There's nothing sloshing around in my stomach. And I challenge anybody to drink regular plain old water, drink 20 ounces of it all at once, and see if it's not sloshing around in their stomach.
Yeah.
And, you know, so, but the other part of this whole thing is that negative charge and those grapes that are getting plucked off of the vine, they immediately start trying to go back onto the vine. They want to get back onto that vine. They want to get right back to this little bundle of grapes again. And so that's why what you store your water in, what you share it in, is really important. And the three things.
What should we be storing it in? I've heard we should be storing it in glass, and I've heard we should be storing it possibly in a darker container. What are your suggestions that we store this water in? Because I do know that hydrogen is highly unstable, and it wants to bind back with that oxygen, and that's why we can't bottle it up and sell it. Yeah. But what do you suggest for, like, when I'm doing my water trials with people? We do realize that the water only lasts for about, 48 to 72 hours?
Yeah. Bear with me for 1 second. I'll show you what I like to do.
Sure.
Pretty much with everything I do, there's a method to my madness. And this is my favorite method of storing water and sharing the water.
Right. I just bought some of those.
Yeah.
From Amanda Bobbitt. So that's wonderful. That's what I'm going to start doing.
There's a reason for this.
Okay.
Number one, the three things that deplete the properties of this water are heat, air, and vibration.
Okay.
And, sunlight, that's heat.
Yeah.
So heat, air, and vibration. So like if it's sitting in a jug and it's driving around in your car and bumping and vibrating around all day, it's losing its properties. And the reason I love these bags is because you can take them and you can fill them up, and as you're filling them up, you can like tip them and squeeze them and fill them completely full, and you can squeeze the bag and get all the air out of there and put the lid on so there's no air in the bag. And then each time you pour your water out to drink it, you can squeeze down on it and you squeeze all the air out, and you can put the lid back on. And so if you store it in these bags, it lasts a little bit longer. You can sometimes get more than 48 hours out of it. And whenever I share water with people, I always tell them, if you're not going to drink this within 48 hours, then do not drink it, unless for some reason you're dying of thirst. Fine, go ahead and drink it. But otherwise, and people say, why do you say that? I say, because it's lost its properties and it's not going to do what we're expecting it to do, and you're not going to get the results, and then you're going to go, oh yeah, I drank that Kangen water and I didn't feel anything. No, you didn't drink it. If you didn't drink it within that time period, then you didn't drink Kangen water. You just drank regular old plain old water. And
So you only do your water trials, what, every 2 days? How do you do your water trials? How do you put people on the water? Because what I've been doing in the past is doing, like a week or 2 week trial with people, and doing once every 3 days. I would give them, a big jug of water. I just now ordered those bags. I'm going to start utilizing those. So how do you do your water trials with people per
my
day?
number one thing that I like to do, and I can really only do that here locally, and that is I want to let them use my loaner machine so that
Oh,
they
that's
can get the
perfect.
water right out of the machine.
Yeah.
Like my niece that's going to be taking over the machine here till the beginning of the month, because we're going to go to Hawaii for the first time ever here at the beginning of
Oh,
next month, and
nice, nice.
we're going to take our loaner machine with us because
Oh, yeah,
we don't want to take our K8 with us. We want to
yeah,
take our Rusty 501.
yeah.
Um, and but ultimately, what I really like to do is get them a loaner machine to use. If I can't
Mhm.
do that, then what I do is I give them two gallons. These are gallon bags. I give them 2 bags per person, per day, and so
Okay.
it's you got 1 bag for one day, you got 1 bag for the next day, then you need to come and fill them back up again. And
Okay.
we either meet in between or they come to me or whatever. And
Yeah.
I do a 21-day water trial. And
Oh, wow.
the reason I do 21 days is because there's also kind of a side part of this, and that is the so-called 30-day money back guarantee that
Mhm.
these machines have. There's people out there
Like,
who say that there's a 30-day money back guarantee, and the truth is, no,
it's
there
about
is
2 weeks.
not.
Yeah,
There's
it's about
not a
2 weeks.
30-day money back guarantee. You don't get to use the machine for 30 days and then go, oh, I don't want it, and send it back. That's not how it works. And it's not a money
Yeah.
back guarantee because they take out a rather hefty restocking fee. But
Right.
what I tell
Right.
people is that you've got 21 days to use the machine, and then if you don't want it anymore, you need to send it back after the 21st day or so that it can make it back to the office, that it, make it back to California, and
Definitely.
and and
Yeah.
it has to happen on or before the 30th day. And
Yeah.
if it's not postmarked, and even if it is postmarked, they'll give you some hassle about it, because
Yeah.
I've only had one person ever send the machine back, and that was my dad. And he never drank the water, never used the water, never anything. And so he voided my warranty, which was, I tell people you've got 21 days to use it. And if you don't want it, you send it back. And if you have actually used it, you have drank it, you have followed all the protocols, and you still don't want to keep it, then I'll pay your restocking fees.
Yeah, that's what I tell my people too. I'm like, if you got it and you don't like it, I will totally pay that restocking fee, because chances are, I mean, as you know, I mean, once you start drinking the water, you're not going to send it back.
Right.
Um,
And
and
nobody who
I feel so confident about that. I tell my people all the time, I'm like, look, get it, try it, do your, 2 week trial. If you don't like it, send it back. I will pay, that stocking fee, which is a pretty hefty number. It's what, like $300, something like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually it's close to $400 on the SD 501 and close to $500 on the K8, and so it is a
Yeah.
big chunk of money
Mhm.
that we're throwing out there. And I always just tell people, look, if you're not going to follow the protocol during that 21 days, then you can't expect me to cover your restocking fee. If you're not going to
Yeah.
use the water, if you're not going to drink the water, if you're not going to clean off your vegetables, if you're not going to do your laundry, if you're not going to clean your house, if you're not going to do the things so that you can
Mhm.
actually see the value of this water, then no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to, you have to, this is a mutual agreement here. You have to do something, and I'm willing to guarantee it. And the only person I've had send the machine back was my dad, and he never used the water. He never even drank the water. He just listened to my sister, who said, he's just scamming you, Dad. He's just scamming you. It's a total scam. And she would never even look at anything, never watched anything, never read anything, nothing. And my
Yeah,
dad
it's
listened to her
funny.
instead of me. And I said, you pay your own restocking fees. I'm not paying it.
Yeah.
It's not
You
happening.
do. You say something about scamming and family members. It literally took my brother 3 months for me to talk him into buying a machine. And so I talked him into buying the junior. I was like, listen, just start off small, I'm your sister. I'm not trying to scam you. And so now he's into the business. He loves it. He loves the water. He's doing the business himself. And now he's thinking about getting his second machine because he's like, the junior machine, the junior machine's not good enough. He wants the bigger machine. And so I never even like promote the junior machine. I just tell people, listen, the people I've sold to that I've sold the junior machine to, they always come back to me and say, I wish I got the bigger machine. And I'm like, if you can't afford anything else, go for the junior. But honestly, I feel like I'm doing people a disservice if I tell them to go with the junior. They're just not, it's just 3 plates. They're not getting the electrolysis that the K8 has. And well, let me ask you another question, JJ. So I'm thinking about purchasing a second machine for the clear. I want to put this machine in, we have an Exxon station. And so I have a storefront to where people can come and I can do water trials. I'm thinking, but I also want a travel machine because I cannot be without this water. I took a trip last month and I didn't have the water and I come home and I was like, I got sick. I was dehydrated. It was awful. And I said, I will never again be without my water. So if you were to suggest a machine to me, what is an easy travel machine? Like something that is just easy to travel with. And then I want to be able to use it at my Exxon station to be able to have people come and try the water and get access for the water. What would you suggest?
I would recommend the SD501 or the K8. And there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, every now and again, you'll hear people refer to the what is it called? It's called the Level Up R, the one that just makes the 3 drinking waters and the beauty water by default.
Right.
That machine, it's actually bigger. They call it the travel unit, but it's actually bigger than the other units. It's
gosh,
the biggest
I don't want
machine
that.
of all. So how the heck that makes it a travel unit? And for me, the way I look at it is that when I travel, I still need my 2.5. I still need my 11.5. If I'm staying at a hotel that has a kitchen, I'm going to probably be going to the grocery store and bringing stuff home and to my hotel, and I'm going to be making my own suppers, and I need to be able to clean off my vegetables. I need to be able to, and I've got an awesome story to tell in regards to that. In that, we used to go down to Tucson for a fossil show every year, and once we had Kong, we started taking him with us, or her with us, down to the show and hooking it up in our bathroom. Well, 2 years ago, I went down there and I woke up the first morning of the fossil show and I just had an absolutely pounding, splitting toothache. Absolutely. I woke up like, oh no, this is great. I've got a horrible toothache. I'm going to have to go to the dentist. We're down here in Tucson, 900 miles away from home. I'm going to have to go to the dentist. What am I going to do? And anyway, I went and ran some 2.5 water and I gargled with that. I didn't gargle, I swished. I put it in and right there where that tooth was hurting. And I did that every 2 hours for about 2 minutes at a time, all day long. So I gargled during that 12-hour day. I ended up gargling 6 different times, or not gargling, but swishing. And that toothache went away and never come back. It's never come back. I never went to the dentist, nothing. But I'll tell you what, you can be out on vacation, you can cut yourself, you can scrape yourself, you can get a cold, you can whatever. And you want all of the waters with you when you travel. You don't want just the drinking water. the drinking water is super important, but it's not the only thing.
Yeah.
It really isn't. I think it's foolish to, I would never, I personally will never sell a level up car.
Right.
I'll never do it. If someone buys one, that's, you know, whatever, but I'm going to try like crazy to discourage them from doing so, because all they got to do is spend another $500 and they get all the waters.
That is true.
The Junior does make the waters. You need to keep it clean. You need to run it slow. You need to pay attention to what your source water is. And if you don't, if you got to have the right source water. And if you do, you'll get everything you need out of the Junior. But what the heck, you're talking for an additional, like less than half the price, you get more than half, more than double the machine. You get 7 plates instead of 3. You get, you know, you just get a better, higher quality machine. You get a beautiful lady that talks to you and tells you what's going on and all that kind of stuff. Where with the Junior, you don't get that beautiful lady. She doesn't talk to you. But, you know, the thing is here's something else I want to give you a little bit of a heads up on. And this is something I learned from one of my heroes, the young, awesome dude, Sebastian Restrepo. If you're going to buy a second machine, if you can, wait until you get your first 10 sales. If you get, because this is the thing, you buy your first machine, you get 10 sales under it. And if that 10th sale is a direct sale, then that makes your first machine position 3A. At that point, you now have paid for your machine in full, and you've got a couple of extra checks in the bank.
Yeah, so you wait till your 10th sale.
Then,
do you wait till you're 3A, or do you just wait till you're, so you wait until you're 3A, and then you make the second one. Yeah,
and if you can't wait, then you buy the second machine under yourself, and you get a commission for it and all that. But you want to keep putting your sales until you get 10 under that first machine, because then that's 3A.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're getting 3 points every time you sell another machine under that first machine. You get 3 points. And so what you do is you buy that second machine now, and you get 3 points. So you get 3 commission points back that helps pay for your second machine. And then as soon as you have 10 sales under that second machine, if your 10th sale is a direct sale, you now have a second machine that's 3A, a first machine that's 3A, and those two add up to 6A.
Yeah.
So now every time from your 21st sale on, you're getting 6A money after 20 sales, 21 sales. At 21st sale, you're getting 6 points. You get 3 off the bottom machine, you get 3 off the top machine. And the other awesome thing is now they have this new designation on the forms where you can list your top machine as the referrer, and your second machine as the sponsor. And so that covers that referrer position, that covers your 90-day sale that you need from your first machine, so that you get that special point, that extra $50 commission.
Yeah.
And so by having that, you can work those 2 machines, and your second machine, you keep adding, you keep doing all your sales under that second machine until it hits 6A. Once you've got 100 sales underneath that second machine, if that 100th sale is a direct sale, now your second machine is 6A. And as soon as you put one more direct sale now under your first machine, now your first machine bops up to 6A as well. Now you got 2 6A positions.
Yes, I have heard of that before. And the only thing that I disagree with that on is that I'm taking points away from my upline when I do that.
Whatever,
And
man, whatever. The thing is those upline, that gives them all the more incentive to get themselves to 6A. Because
right,
once your upline gets to 6A, they get a $200 education bonus on every machine that sells down underneath them. And
okay,
so, I mean, the point is that's what makes this company so special.
yeah,
Everybody says this is a network marketing or a multi-level marketing, and no, it isn't. Guess
right,
what? My sweetie and I, we on our next sale that we get that we put down underneath her, we get all 8 points. She gets
right,
3 and I get 5 because my position is 4A. I just went 4A, and my
hmm,
main position is 1A. So I get 4 points and 1 point. So that's 5 points I get. And
right,
her next sale will make her, it will make her 2A on her machine position and 1A on her NESPA position. And so she'll get 3 points. So
yeah,
now between the two of us, we're getting all 8 points. Nobody above us gets anything. And
hmm.
that's what makes this so special. This is direct sales. We're actually getting paid for our work.
That
Nobody's
is,
making anything above us. And so people can't say this is a multi-level marketing.
hmm,
No, it isn't. It's
yeah,
direct sales, and it only goes so deep. And that's
yeah,
what makes it so dang special. But the
yeah,
point of the matter is that it takes 100 sales to get to 6A and get
hmm,
6A money. But if you
right,
do it this way and you leverage 2 machines, you get 6A money after 20 sales.
right,
It's
right,
a no-brainer. You're getting, for the rest of your sales underneath now, you're getting 6
mhm,
points. You're getting 6A money. So like you take Sebastian, and let's just say that once he went 6A or 3A and 3A, and now he started stacking down underneath. So his his next 80 sales. Let's just say that all those 80 sales are SD 501s.
mhm,
Let's just go with the lower number. We're not going to count K8s.
right,
But so he's got 6 times 285. That equals $1,710
hmm,
times 80. That's $136,800 that he
yeah,
made while he was working his way to 6A.
hmm,
Now, if you're
yeah,
just doing that same thing and you're
hmm,
just slowly working up one position point at a time,
yeah,
you're getting so much less money. I mean, we could
right,
sit and go through all the numbers, how many points you get because you're a 2A, you get 2 points, and once you go 3A, you get 3 points, you go 4A, you get 4
hmm,
points, and so on and so forth on up the ladder, where Sebastian was getting the full 6.6A commission after 21 sales, from his 21st sale all the way to his 100th sale,
right,
getting all those full
getting all
six
those points,
points.
yeah.
So
Um, Now there was another question I was going to ask you. It really is unbelievable the comp plan that we have. Like it is like no other in terms of like other MLMs out there. Um, and like you said, we're not an MLM. We have a residual income component to it. The difference is that you only need like a couple runners under you, like seriously, um, to do the, and like in traditional MLMs, oh my goodness, you've got to have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, and then there's auto ship program, and you've got to keep your people on the product. What I really found about what I loved about this company was, number one, it was the water, most definitely. I mean, that brought me in. But secondly, I need to start looking at people who want to build a business, because now I feel like I need to share this with the world, because this is amazing. You can make a lot of money with this business. And now this year going forth, I want to really try to get the message out to people who want to build a business, and, you know, offer that piece of the pie to people, because, you know, our company is all about, you know, mental health, physical health, and then that last piece is that financial health. And, you know, I have to say, you know, like last month I sold 5 machines myself. I had one of my team members sell a machine. I made $6,000. I mean, and it wasn't very much work. Yeah, like, and so, I mean, where can you just, you know, do that at? I mean, now I'm not going to say it wasn't any work. It is work. I did a lot of prospecting. I did a lot of educating. And of course, all those sales came in from, you know, months that I'd started working with people. But honestly speaking, if you just don't quit in this business, you can make some extra money. I mean, a lot of extra money. You can make a career out of it. For people out there who are working a full-time job right now, I mean, I know that, like, even what's the lowest amount of money that you could make? I mean, after your first 2 sales, you're already making what, $680? I mean, $680 a month for a family could make or break something.
Yeah.
You know, that could be a car payment for somebody.
Yep.
And that's one
That's
sale.
interesting too that you mentioned that, because Dan Edlund, who lives up in Seattle and comes on the show on the first Tuesday of every month, he's a numbers guy. He was in the financial services industry and gave up a 6-figure job in the financial services industry to do this. And one of the things that he was talking about was a survey that they did asking people how much extra money they make per month would really make a huge difference in their life. And the average was $385.
Wow.
They make an additional $385 a month. That would change everything in their life. And
I mean, you can do that. I mean,
that's joking.
We can't even put it this way. Like, after you make your first 2 sales, like, you can't make less than that amount. I mean, you know, it blows my mind, the compensation plan. I mean, you just take, for instance, I mean, wonder if you are just working full time and you just need extra money for your kids, you know, to play a sport, you know. I can make a sale and make $1,000, $1,020. You know, my next sale, I'll be a 4A. I'll be making what, 13,
17. What is that?
340 times 4. 340 times 4 is what?
$1,360 right there for 4A.
Yeah.
And you know, and so once you hit that 4A mark, because like if you're at 4A, or you're right there, your next sale is going to make you 4A. Now's the time. Go buy your machine from yourself, and you'll make yourself 4A on the top, and then you'll get the 1A point down on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know, or the next time you buy another one, so you'll get when you buy your machine from yourself, you'll get $1,360 towards the purchase of your $3,980 machine or your $4,980 machine.
Yeah, so I can get a huge discount.
Yeah, and then once you know, every time you're selling under there, every machine you sell after that, you're going to be getting 5 points.
Right.
Until you go 2A, and then you'll be getting 7 points.
Yeah.
Or 6 points.
I mean,
as soon as you go to 3A, you'll be getting 7 points every time you sell a machine down under yourself.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, you're going to be looking at being at 20, 30 sales, and you're getting 7 out of the 8 points. It's really just an absolute no-brainer, really.
Oh,
and before they came up with the referrer position on the application, it made more sense for people to go with Ukon instead of a machine. But see, this is the other side of now that you have that referrer position, is you can go with a machine and you're making these points by building down underneath your machine, but you got a loaner. You got a loaner. You got another machine that you can let people use, or like you say, put in your storefront. That's as good as a loaner. People that are coming in there, that's part of their normal schedule to go get gasoline and get their coffee in the morning, you know, and they can get coffee made with Kong.
Yeah. Well, we have a deli too, and I was thinking, you know, I could fill up a whole like, you know, jar full of water, and like people who want to just drink the water. Now, I do live in the country. I will tell you that. So people are going to have no idea what this water is, but I fully intend on, you know, educating my deli ladies, doing some promotions, maybe hanging up a sign or a banner, and, you know, starting out there. I thought, why not? I mean, people open up Enagic stores all the time. And I'm just
I got to tell you another story that you're going to love. You literally have a gold mine that you're sitting on. Mm-hmm. Bear with me for a second, though. I've got to go to the little boys' room real quick.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sorry. Too much Kong today.
Too much. Well, I will say one of the main symptoms is when you are starting on the water, that a lot of people talk about how much they do have to urinate, and that goes away in time. But your first 2 weeks you're on the water, you really are just emptying out, and what they call it cleansing. What you're really doing is detoxing, because, you know, those water molecules are so small that it's able to penetrate the cell and push out all that toxic waste. And through that process, your body is just trying to get rid of all of that, those years of toxic, you know, gunk. And so people that just start those water trials, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to the bathroom so much. I'm like, just give it a couple of weeks. That will go away. Your body is just detoxing all that out. And it's just amazing, you know, what the water can do. And so, yeah, I'm trying to get that word out. So tell me about your story. And then I have got to go to another appointment across town. But I do want to hear about your story because I do want to get this in my little country town of Panflin, Virginia. Even though, you know, it's small, I really think that people are really going to appreciate it there. And they just need the education piece of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. What you want to do is, and really quickly, you know how we were talking about the jug and the bundle of grapes?
Yes.
You're drinking this water like this?
Yes.
And so hardly any water is actually getting in there. And you have to drink so much of it, and hardly any of it is getting in there. You've got so little water inside there. Now, yes. Think about it this way. This is another way I love to equate this for people to understand. Imagine that you've got this chili pot on your stove that you've just cooked up a big batch of chili, and you know, it's been cooking all day, whatever. You've got all the chili ate out, but now there's like chili all around all the edges of the pan, and you need to get that cleaned out. Now, you give yourself one small, say you got a big pot of chili, and all you get to clean that chili out with, to scour and clean that pot with, is you've got 1 16-ounce glass of water, and that's all you get to use. Mm-hmm. How clean are you going to be able to get that pot?
Yeah, not very clean.
Right. You know, you need to have water that's flushing in. You take that pan, and you don't just put 16 ounces of water in it and clean it out and expect that it's going to get clean, right? You put it in the sink, and you fill that baby with water, and you get your scrub brush out, and you're cleaning and cleaning and cleaning, and it takes a bunch of water to get all that chili out. That's the same thing that's going on here. You're getting this, and so your cells can't fill up with enough water to be able to clean out and push out all the toxins. And so that was one of the things that I, you know, just one day when I was cleaning a pan in the kitchen, cleaning a big pot out, I got to thinking about that, and I was like, wow, I gotta because this is exactly what your cells are going through. They don't have enough water. Being on river trips, when we do river trips, we don't have a ton of water oftentimes to clean with. And so it's a much bigger process to get things clean. But, and then, so as far as your little store, I am so excited for you. This is going to be an absolute gold mine for you. And
I don't want to I just want to give other people ideas too that watch your show that might have a store. So that's all I wanted you to talk about it as well. But yeah, go for it. I'd love to hear about it.
I'm going to share a story with you from my brother, Jerry Kostica. He had a restaurant that he was working with in California that he frequented, and he got to talking to the restaurant owner, and he said, "Hey, what's your slowest time of the day?" And the guy said, "Man, between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, it is like a ghost town around this joint." And he said, "How would you like to take those 2 hours and turn them into your busiest time of the day?" And dude's like, "I'm listening."
Yeah.
And so they ended up investing in a couple of Kangen water machines, and they turned their restaurant into a hydration station between 2 and 4. They put up a banner saying, "Proudly serving Kangen water, free water." Between 2 and 4, they started selling bottomless carafes, because we can't sell the water, but we can sell the bag or the bottle that it goes in, right? So they started making these bottomless carafes that had their restaurant on them, and here's our restaurant name, here's proudly serving Kangen water. You buy this thing for $15, and then you can come in anytime and get it refilled for free. And what ended up happening is that the place started getting packed between 2 and 4 for people wanting to get water, and then they're in there going, "Smells good in here. I'm kind of hungry. Let's eat." And so they did that, and people started eating, and literally those 2 hours became very busy times of the day. And that restaurant actually did a hard accounting of those 2 hours of the day for the first year, and they made an additional $50,000 that first year during those 2 hours of the day.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing.
With your store, you have the ability to do the exact same thing. You have the ability to put up a banner, "Free Kangen water," put up, the little A-frame signs, "Free water," and get people to come in and get free water. You can make yourselves get some Nalgene bottles or some glass bottles or whatever, and you can sell those for $5, $10, $20, whatever. You can have different grades of them, and you can sell the bottles and then give away the water for free. People can come and fill their bags. You can sell the bags, and and then plus people are going to come in, are going to get their water, they're going to go, "Oh, the deli, I might as well have a deli sandwich, it's lunchtime, I'm hungry," and that kind of stuff. And I guarantee you that if you put a Kangen water machine in there, not only are you going to make more money with your business, but you're also going to make more money with Kangen water, because eventually people are going to want to buy their own machines, and guess who they get to buy them from?
Yeah, definitely. Well, the only thing with that is that I know that I kind of want to put a cap on it. Like, I kind of want to say, free water for 3 weeks and water trial, like a free 3-week water trial, and have them come in, put in their information, have them come in, bring in their own jug, and get the water for 3 weeks. Because me and JJ, that people will stay on the water forever and never get a machine. And that's the whole point, is that we want people to get a machine, because you have to drink the water fresh.
But this is another thing to consider in regards to that. And this is my thought process. What skin off of your butt is it when they're the ones coming in and all they're doing is just coming in and getting water? Because chances are, when they're coming in to get water, not only are they going to get water, but they're probably going to get some gasoline. They're probably going to get some snacks. They're probably going to buy something from the deli, and eventually they'll end up buying their machine.
Yeah.
And, so when I have to take water to people, we'll do a maximum of 21 days. But
Yeah.
if they're coming and getting it, I'm like, hey, no, I don't care. Come, it's good to see you. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? I don't care. I'll give them water forever because it
Yeah.
doesn't cost me anything. It's
Mm-hmm.
so cheap to give away this water to people that I really don't care. And I figure that it's just a matter of time. If they're
Yeah.
continuing to come in, especially where you've got a retail location like that, where you're selling product, you're selling food, you're selling gas, you're selling whatever, you're doing, hopefully you're like putting out some demo things. You got a little TV there
Yeah.
that's showing the little 9.5 video on a constant thing where people come in, they start
Yeah.
seeing it, and you're using it to advertise the fact that your deli, like all of your vegetables that go on your deli sandwiches, are all pesticide free.
Free.
And
Yeah.
you want to make
And then
sure
our
that you put that
cleaning,
out there.
and then yeah, and then the cleaning protocols, not having to use Clorox anymore, or any kind of we can mop with the 2.5 since it kills off all bacteria. Yeah, it's going to save our business a lot of money, in the long run. I mean, it's a definitely. I mean, I already know I'm going to do it. It's just I've got to get my game plan.
No, honey,
um,
get somebody that comes into your gas station and they've got what we call a PPC, a piss poor connection on their
mhm.
battery. Their battery's dead. They come limping into the gas station and their battery's dead and they need a jump start, and you pop it open and you look at their battery and it's got all that battery acid all over the top of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'll tell you what, you will love this. You'll make so much money over time from this, because we got this, and you go into your machine, you hit the strong acidic button, you get yourself a little thing of 11.5 water, take that
Mhm.
11.5 water out there and you pour it on top of that battery, and it will blow your mind how fast it completely neutralizes and destroys
Wow.
all of that acid. And just literally all you do is take out some paper towels, you take out a little thing of 11.5 water, pour it on that thing, give it 30 seconds, and then literally just wipe it down with the paper towel, and their battery will be just completely spotless clean. All of that gone. Everything completely
That's
cleaned up, and they'll be
unbelievable.
going, wow, what was that? You'll be going, that's Kong's water. That's what that is. And so there's so many uses, when it comes to like gasoline getting spilled. You'll use Kangen water. You use the 11.5 water to go out and clean that up and
Mhm.
completely neutralize it. And,
Yeah.
you'll be able to help so many people by having this water. And,
Mhm.
another thing you do is once you have your machine there at your little restaurant, your little gas station,
Yeah.
you want to store in like gallon jugs. You want to store 11.5 water and have it like stored in the
Stored
back
up.
room with the date on it.
Yeah.
11.5 and the date. And you want that stuff to age, because
That's
you can
it.
age Kangen water for like 90 days or more, and it
Yeah.
just gets stronger and stronger and
Stronger.
stronger. And it
Yeah.
becomes the most incredible engine cleaner. Like if you've got people, like I don't know if you have one of these that has one of those car washes.
No, we don't have a car wash. That's the only thing we don't have.
If you
We
ever
have
do
the
end up,
mechanic side, we have the store side, and we have the deli side, but we don't
yeah,
have a car wash.
like your mechanic side, your mechanic can use that 11.5 water, do all of his parts cleaning.
Mhm.
No more chemical degreasers, none of that stuff. The
Yeah.
aged 11.5 water, you want to literally take that stuff and store it and have
Okay.
it sitting somewhere in the cold area in the dark. Fill them all completely full. Fill
Mhm.
the jugs completely full, put the lid on, mark what date it is, and use the oldest stuff first. And so, like when you're doing mechanics work and you come in, somebody's got a really dirty motor,
Yeah.
you just pour that 11.5 water on it and get out your little sprayer, and it'll clean that engine off so clean that you won't even. And once again, it's just water. No more chemical
Yeah.
degreasers. Nothing that you got to wear gloves for. Nothing. And
And
you
that's
guys
nice. Yeah.
You literally are going to save so much money, and you're
Oh,
going
I
to make
know.
a ton of money by
Oh,
just
yeah.
simply implementing this one thing. And I would really just encourage you to document everything you do. So other places, other mechanic shops, because I know I've got several mechanic shops that I
Mhm.
really want them to use this, and I'm trying to get in there and get them to do this.
Yeah.
But it's somebody like you that is doing this and has
Yeah.
a gas station, and we go live on the show and
Yeah.
show the gas station, show what's happening with your mechanic, show how he's cleaning all the brake parts with Kong and water. No more brake cleaner. Stop and think about how much that's going to save you guys, because I know that these chemical degreasers that
Yeah.
automotive shops have to use are expensive. Same thing with restaurants. And they don't need any of that anymore. And if you set the example, other people will follow. And
Yeah.
so that's the biggest key, really, hon, is make sure that everything you're doing, that you're getting before and after pictures, that you're documenting everything that you're doing on video or pictures, whatever, just so that you can, because people want documentation. And, and when you can show that, and after your first year, you go, wow, look at how much money we saved.
I know. Well,
And
it's funny. I mean, I really just feel like, we're just scratching the surface, and I have, like you said, like a really great place to put a second machine. And so, like I said, I've got to scoot to get out of here, but I think this has been a really good show because it's going to appeal to the people who want to learn more about the water, and then it also appeals to the business people who are looking for a business. And how they can get into the business, and how it's just such a great way to make additional income. And there's so many uses for the water so that you can promote, like we said here today. I mean, you can promote to restaurants, you can promote, never knew this, but you can promote to mechanics, mechanic shops. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and just getting creative, with it is key. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing where we're going to be at, a year from today. Last year I kind of just felt like I was just getting familiar with the water myself. And now I'm like, wow, there's so many different like opportunities, and just, it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see where this is going to go.
well, Michelle, thank you so much for coming on today. And as I love to say, we are the Kong family, and we're here to change the world.
Yes.
We are changing the world. There's a lot of people out there, and they hear that and they think that's a bunch of nonsense. But the truth of the matter is, we are changing the world. We're watching it happen day after day after day after day. And we're doing it one glass of hydrogen-rich, oxygen-saturated, incredibly hydrating Kangen water, 9.5 at a time, one lightning bolt in a box, one amazing special guest, one informative show, one incredible family at a time. And so, kids, get out there, change the world, starting with your own. And of course, don't forget your hugs. These things are important. If you can't get hugs from yourself, who else can you get hugs from? And don't forget your hoodie hoos.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michelle. Have yourself an awesome day, and definitely keep in touch in regards to what's going on with your gas station and getting that set up. And I'm really looking forward to helping you learn how you can take best advantage of that, how you can help us change the world. We've got a world to change.
Thank you.
And we're going to
Thank
do
you
it.
so
And
much.
so much. Bless you.
I really appreciate you, JJ. And we'll see you next month.
Sounds great. Hoo-dee-hoo! Have a great one. See you later, Rod. Be careful out there, buddy.
It's freezing cold out here, minus 30.
Minus 30.
Yo, yeah.
Oh.
Feels like 42 below 0 degrees.